Hello everybody and welcome back to a man whose personality type is British influencer, tech guy, wine mom, Pokemon, still US citizen. My name is Edinger, and the other day I saw an article written about all the different ways you can annoy a Londoner, and I want to see how annoyed I can get, and you can be annoyed with me. Also, by the way, let's take it to the car. Driver, take me to Chiswick. Today's video is sponsored by Waze, the navigation app, helping you get to where you need to go faster. Whether it comes from users contributing to the community and telling you, are there any police or other traffic jams in your area, Waze will help you plan your journey the most effectively to get to where you need to go faster.
Is this car journey sponsored?
Yes.
You know what Londoners hate? Integrated ads.
Take me to Chiswick.
I love Waze.
All right, so how do you annoy a Londoner in 5 words or less? Number 1, let's meet in Leicester Square. A bit annoying, but also really easy to go around by saying, no, let's not. For any Americans that don't understand, it's like saying, oh, we're gonna go to New York. Let's meet in Times Square. You'd be like, let's meet anywhere else that's not the most congested part of the city, maybe, so we can find each other easily. But I'd say I'd hate you more if you said, let's meet at Oxford Circus. There's 4 different exits to that tube, sir. I don't know which one you're coming out of, but it's gonna be a swarm of people, so no thank you. I'm pleasantly annoyed. I'm pleasantly annoyed. That does not make any sense. Can you move down, please? Listen, I'm not annoyed when I hear that because I'm not told that when I'm acting correctly on the tube. I will say, can you move down, please, all right, if you haven't moved down. However, someone has said that to me once, and I did get incredibly annoyed because I was like, do you see? What space do you see? Because I've got no room here, okay? Anytime someone says that to you on the underground, when it's at peak time, it does get a bit stressful, so yes. 2 in a row, that's actually pretty freaking annoying. Don't say that to me, all right? Don't say anything. Next up, we've got, this bus is on diversion. I mean, I do not like having to take the bus, but when I do, yeah, yet again, I'm pleasantly annoyed. I'd much rather hear that, though, than this is a rail replacement bus service. Kill me now! You know, because that's like, oh, my train's supposed to take about 20 minutes, and now it's gonna take 2 hours! No, thank you. Next up, smile, it might not happen. I don't know what this is, so I'm not annoyed. I guess if someone told me, smile, it might not happen, I would ask, are you crazy? What is this about? And I'm annoyed that you're talking to me. I don't know who you are, crazy person. Leave me alone. Next up, we have Northern Line at rush hour. I'm gonna counter that with, have you been on the Central Line? Also rush hour? Do you mean peak time? Who wrote this, an American? I am getting a bit suspicious. But yeah, I'd say the Central Line. You can have a disagreement with me here, but Central Line at peak time is the worst line. By far. It is the hottest. It is the most congested. The Northern Line gets confusing. Sure, you're like, oh God, I'm at Euston. Which way do I go? And maybe you can go to the new Battersea Power Station. Yes, you heard me right. The new station just opened up this week. The Battersea Power Station. Battersea Power Station Squared. My favorite new station. Can't wait to visit it. Next up, let's take it to the car. Where's Buckingham Palace?
Is that really annoying?
I guess the stereotype for Londoners is that we're very cold, and so we don't like giving directions to tourists that ask, but I've always enjoyed that. I feel like I can contribute a little bit to the community of people, of tourists, of anyone, so I actually am never annoyed when people ask me directions. I enjoy doing it. Also, by the way, is there like a cafe on the way? Because I'm getting a little thirsty.
I can use the Waze app to find cafes on our route to Buckingham Palace. So you know that you're going somewhere on your route and you know how far off your route it is. So we can go to cafe.
How convenient.
How convenient.
So simple. So easy. New York is better. Do people say this? I don't think many people say this. New Yorkers can visit London and they don't say it, all right? They know there's piles of garbage all over their streets and we have street cleaners. I think you know after a day, you're like, oh man, I kind of wish we had clean streets up in New York and the subway wasn't hot garbage. Sorry, not sorry, but at least they've got good pizza, okay? So New York's got better pizza. London has better everything else, except bagels. Though there are some good bagels in East London, I've heard. It's much cheaper up north. Yeah? Well, you know what else is cheaper up north? Your mum. Bam! That's not going on a sponsor video, is it? But also, I'm just not really that annoyed with people saying it's cheaper up north because it's true, but I guess it's annoying only because it's like someone saying, sky is blue today. And I'd be like, oh, congratulations. What do you want? A medal? that you happen to live up there? Do you want some sort of participation trophy that you live in Yorkshire? Congratulations, all right, Barry. Next up, we've got, we are sorry to announce. As usually what, about a train being canceled? I mean, I guess I'm annoyed. I luckily don't have to get the rail as often, but an annoying thing, not necessarily London-centric, all right? This is 43 things that annoy Londoners. I'm not that annoyed, all right? I'm pleasantly unannoyed. Next up, we have, see it, say it, sorted. Yeah, I actually do get annoyed with that stupid saying. It's just all the time. I feel like it's going around in your head. At this point, all they have to do is play the doo-doo-doo-doo. They just have to play like a chime, you know, like the Moon Pig song. You just play that chime and people are automatically Pavlovianly trained to be like, see it, say it, sorted. For those of you that aren't Londoners, anytime you're on the underground, you will just hear an announcement that says, if you see something suspicious, say something to a member of staff and they will sort it out. See it, say it, sorted. I've never seen anything get sorted out, but I hope they're doing a good job. Just leave me alone with these announcements. Night tubes are permanently suspended. I've never heard this, thankfully, but that would actually destroy me. I'd have to get a night bus, and those things, you can make lifelong friends on night buses. Lifelong friends. Property prices. We have an actual quote from the author of this article that says, "Nuff said." I'm glad they spent the time to write that. Like, I felt like the article was a little bit low quality, but the Nuff said, really, wow, delicious. Yeah, the property prices are really high. Horrible. Yeah, okay, I'm annoyed. I know they're expensive everywhere else, but yes, very, very freaking annoying. Next up, we got 2 minutes until the next tube. Who wrote this? Who wrote this? Was it Alex Landon? I'm not annoyed with 2 minutes to the next tube. That's great. What do you want, some teleportation machine? 2 minutes is pretty darn great. Have you been on the overground before? That's like 15 minutes to the next train. So if it says 2 minutes, I'm like, thank you, Daddy Sadiq. I appreciate that, all right? I thank you for the next tube. Let's go out in Clapham. Ha ha! They've redeemed themselves. Who says that? Let's go out and Clapham. Nobody. No, that would annoy me because I'd be like, what do you mean? Do you mean go out of Clapham and go somewhere with things to do? Clapham, where people go to live, and they're like the Northerners of London. They just like talking about how it's so nice there. More like, you know your mouth? Clapham? Shut. Oyster card, not ready. I'm assuming this means when someone in front of you's Oyster card's not ready, and I will double down and say, that's not bad. What's bad is non-Londoners using the TfL services with those paper tickets, and they'll defend themselves in the comments and say, oh, well, we have to use them to save the money on, I don't care. They're so annoying when people are fumbling around, putting them in. I'm like, get out of my way. That's when I knew I was a true Londoner. I get very annoyed when people are just standing there at the gates. Oh, God, dang. Electric effing scooter. They seem to be everywhere. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but in the last like 5 years, we went from just those bikes everywhere, just left around like rubbish, and then somebody cleaned them all up and just replaced them with scooters. Now, I've yet to take one of these scooters around because I just don't trust them. I trust electric bikes a lot more. I know how to ride a bike, but scooters I just feel way more unsafe on. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed. They're freaking everywhere and people are zooming by and I'm like, leave me alone, please. How much is your rent? Can't ask me that because I'm not renting anymore. Da-da-da, da-da-da. I still have to pay rent because it's shared ownership. If it's a friend of mine, I'll tell them how much my rent is. It's a frustrating thing that the rent is so high, regardless of if you buy a mortgage with shared ownership, which means, yes, you do have rent now. But, you know, communication's good. I'm not annoyed, sir. Party in Zone 5? Funny. I'm not going. I'm really sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I got something come up. Zone 5? Hope you have fun. I call it COVID for the 5th time. I use it as an excuse every day. Zone 4 isn't really London. I'll be the first to admit, I have said this, all right? I've definitely said this in like previous videos. I'm like, oh, once you get outside Zone 3, it's like, is it really London? I even said it in my Chiswick video. I was like, this isn't London. It's so far out. But London's a big place. I'd call it Greater London. But yeah, I'm not necessarily annoyed if someone says that. The coffee machine is broken. How often does that happen to you? I more often get the ice cream machine is broken at McDonald's because that whole corruption scam. I'll link the Johnny video if you guys haven't seen that yet. It's dreadful. How much is a pint? Yes, it's annoying. My stomping grounds in Chiswick was £7.50 a pint, which is highway robbery. But speaking of pint, when I was up in Blackpool the other day for the Illuminations, got a travel vlog linked on screen, I actually overheard this guy ripping into his friend. He was like, if I was down in your gaff, Putney Bridge, about £6.50 a pint. And I was like, wow, very true. Putney, very expensive pints. They don't call it pintney. Dreadful pun. Let's eat at Angus Steakhouse. No one says it. You're right. I'd be very annoyed if someone said that. And I was like, are you being serious? Are you a tourist? Did you just see the 4 locations of Angus? You're right. No. I am annoyed. Where's Harrods? It's in this lovely photo that I took. Isn't it nice? I'm not annoyed at that at all. I like giving directions, okay? Directions are fun to give. The lift's broken at Covent Garden. There's 2 lifts. Have you guys ever been to Covent Garden station with the lift breaking? I've not. There's like 183 steps. So I would just be like, you know what? I'm gonna get back on the train. I'm gonna go to Holborn and then I'll just get off there. That'll probably work out. This bus terminates here. I actually enjoy that. It means I got to the end of the line and I can just get off my bus. Unless it terminated incorrectly, sure. Frustrating. Luckily, everywhere I've lived north of the river, I haven't needed a bus, but every time I've lived south, yes, that's the bane of my existence. Absolutely hate it. Have you met the Queen? I don't think, yet again, this is written from like a weird American perspective here. As a Londoner, I don't really get that much. I feel like my mom might say something like that, but other than that, not really a problem, all right? All right, another question from the car. Let's meet on Oxford Street.
I'm not taking you to Oxford Street.
But the Waze app should help get you there faster.
Yeah, faster.
Personally, I don't actually get annoyed that much at meeting on Oxford Street. I like going there to shop. I prefer Carnaby. But if you said, let's meet at Oxford Circus, I'd be like, we're not friends anymore. There's 4 exits. Why would you do that? Leicester Square as well. I'm like, don't do that. Cash only. I hate cash. I've said this before. Big credit fan. But also, I'm sure people will be very happy about the cash only, all right? Next up, we have, how are you? That would be weird if someone asked me how I was in London specifically. I'd be like, oh, what? However, I do want to note, literally, 5 hours I spent in Blackpool, 2 different groups of people were like, oh, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing pretty good, thanks for asking. It felt nice, felt like I was an American again. Would you take our picture? Yes, that doesn't annoy me at all. I love when people ask me to take their picture because I like taking photos, especially if I'm walking around with my camera, people see me and go, he knows how to take a photo. I'm like, yes, I do. Let me take the best freaking photo of this tourist location. I'll get in the right angle, be like, bam, memories, all right? I try and help people. I think we all should. If you're a Londoner, let's try and switch the stereotype from being a dick to being a nice person, gives good directions, takes photos. That hurt. Where is Leicester Square? I've never heard that. I've never heard that. What you're thinking of, where is Leicester Square? And yet again, I'm happy to give directions, okay? Let's not be dicks. Take the Bakerloo line. Yeah, it's a bit shit. Bakerloo is kind of like, what is it, one of the first ones as well. I always just found it a bit gruddy. Like, the chairs just felt like a bit sticky, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've just never enjoyed the Bakerloo. But where are you really from? I do get this one a lot, just because whenever someone says, where are you from? I always say like, oh, I'm from Chiswick. And then they go, well, where are you really from? Hey, London, all right? Leave me alone, I'm from New Jersey. Yes, it's 6 words, but I'll allow it. Oh, thank you to the author again. Made up their own rule system, has to be under 5 words, and then broke it as if they aren't the god of this article. Very strange. It's south of the river. Oh, I am annoyed. Londoners are rude. Well, as we've seen from the rest of this, you're promoting rude Londoners. Maybe, all right? I would kind of agree. Someone made eye contact. All right. That's fine. I feel like whoever wrote this is just like looked up popular things in London and just kind of like took a bingo sheet and tried their best. I don't really think this is the greatest of lists here. My rent is so cheap. Ah, a variation of the last 3. I guess I'm annoyed. Outside zone 3. Oh, that's like the zone 4 comment we had earlier. They're really stretching for the magical number of 43 ways to annoy a Londoner. I feel like most people, when they want lists, like a BuzzFeed style, they're thinking like, I wish there was a prime number of things. 10, too little. 43, mwah! Do you see dollar signs? Hello, good morning. I'm okay with people greeting me. Manchester is so much better. Nobody says that. Not even Mancunians say that. And then change at bank. That is the nail in the coffin, all right? Nobody complains about changing at bank. This person is not a real Londoner, all right? If they were, they would have said change at Green Park. Any Londoner will 100% back me up on this. Green Park is by far the worst changing station in London. Bank is annoying, sure, but Green Park is like walking a mile, okay? I don't care that you have to walk outside of bank. I don't. Green Park, worst tube station crossover ever, all right? Also, by the way, a big thank you to Waze for sponsoring today's video. Please be sure to download Waze, the link in the description. And also, thank you to my driver, Luke, who actually has been using Waze for how many years?
Pretty much the entire time I've had a car.
I thought you were gonna say your entire life. I
was born using Waze.
Other than that, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like, I make other London content. There's another one right there if you wanna watch that one. Other than that, I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.